the end of the day, I love it when the cast gets sassy with me because I get to write all the scripts with some very talented writers, but I can put them in any horrible predicament I choose.
Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult. Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
The situation revolving around Dan Schneider and his time on Nickelodeon appears to be deeply disturbing, and the entire internet is talking about it. For many years now, fans have been aware of Dan Schneider's strange antics in the past, and it's all coming to light, where he recently had an interview in response to the exposing documentary called Quiet on Set: The Dark Side of Kids TV. And it's not looking good for the guy. It appears as though Ariana Grande has had enough of his antics and is finally exposing him. So be sure to stick around till the end for the full details. After being exposed in the new documentary series Quiet on Set, Dan Schneider, the creator and producer of several popular Nickelodeon episodes, has addressed claims that he encouraged a dangerous work environment on his TV sets. Kyle Sullivan and other All That cast members such as Giovanni Samuels and Katrina Johnson discussed their experiences on the sets of popular Nickelodeon shows from the 2000s, such as Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Cat, and Zoe 101, which Schneider created and produced. In the 4-part investigation Discovery series that aired on Max on March 16 and 17, the docuseries highlights a number of inappropriate events from several Schneider productions, such as instances where young actors were placed in risky situations or told offensive jokes. In his viral interview from a few days back, Dan Schneider issues an apology before he even got asked any questions, which is very telling.
Is there anything you'd like to start off with?
Absolutely. Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult. Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Let's talk about the massages.
Okay.
Watching the content yesterday, it was disturbing.
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. This way you'll never miss out on any future celebrity videos similar to these. The main sense from the interview itself was that it was extremely calculated, which is why there was so much backlash. And the interview was done by Bobby Bowman, also known as Boogie, who played Tebow on the show iCarly, which was of course a show of Dan's, meaning the entire interview was most likely produced by Dan, as well as the questions being asked and how it was edited. They tried to market it as though The Hollywood Report broke the story, when in reality, he orchestrated the entire thing. Dan acknowledged in the interview that he had watched the new documentary series Quiet on Set, which focused a lot on him working at Nickelodeon, the claims that had surfaced about his dealings with kids, and a lot more. He claimed that it was difficult for him to handle the criticism, stating that in the past, he had been questioned about some of the topics covered in the documentary series, and he wasn't avoiding claims that he had asked people for massages. He acknowledged that this had happened, and said that he owed people a great deal of apology. Which is absurd to hear, because not only are you acknowledging that this happened now, but you're also saying that you haven't apologized or taken any action to address it. While this may provide some closure for people to know that he is acknowledging the incident, it just seems to me that he is aware that he is at fault and has been sitting here for years doing nothing about it. One of the more significant allegations made in the documentary series was that Nickelodeon was accused of pop icon sensation Ariana Grande throughout her childhood. However, pop sensation Ariana Grande was already the center of Nickelodeon's attention prior to the release of all the charges in the investigation Discovery series. Someone who has been in the news a lot lately for not exactly the most usual reasons is Ryan Garcia, and he even spoke out about Dan Schneider and the Nickelodeon situation.
You know what they doing to all them Nickelodeon kids? Weird shit. That dude Dan Schneider is a weirdo, bro. He be making like, what do you do to Ariana Grande? Weird shit. I can't, Ariana ain't speak on that yet. Yeah, that's weird, bro. I mean, it's her story, but still, like, it's been out that he does weird stuff. Crazy. Fuck Dan Schneider. Tell Dan Schneider come see me, I'm gonna beat his ass. Little fat boy, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Despite being one of the most popular singers in the world today, the 30-year-old really got her start as Cat Valentine on the Nickelodeon show Victorious. Even though Grande is so famous now that she might not be thinking back, previously undiscovered video from the show has nevertheless gone viral. In fact, Nickelodeon has been accused of and infantilizing the star as a result of the clips. Fans have been very vocal about the Ariana Grande and Dan Schneider situation, where they have been leaving numerous posts like, "There was a point where the shows on Nickelodeon made me feel uncomfortable watching, and I didn't know why, and switched to the Disney Channel, and now it makes sense." This is kind of validating, because I could never put my finger on why I never liked Nickelodeon. I didn't know why, but it made me uncomfy. I grew up religiously watching Nickelodeon, and basically every Dan Schneider series, and looking back at them, I cannot believe it. On the main pointers everyone has been referencing was when Ariana Grande is seen performing a number of unpleasant, highly sexual behaviors in the unsettling and embarrassing video that went viral, such as weirdly sucking her toes and fingers. She mentions feeling wet at one point, and even tries to squeeze the juice out of a potato by stating, "Come on, give up the juice." She is seen moaning as she tries to squeeze the potato. In a very seductive pose, the actress also poured water over her head and chest as she lay on the bed. Before we go any further into the video, what are your guys' honest thoughts on this entire situation? Do you think Dan Schneider will receive the correct consequences due to his past actions and maybe even be locked up, or will he continue to get away with it all? Comment down below. More than anything, it seems more like an "I'm sorry I'm being called out" at the moment. Is he genuinely sorry, or does he simply want the talks about him to stop?
Dan, talk to me about the writer's room. From what I saw, not cool.
No, and I don't mean to cut you off, but if I can cut right to the chase, let me just say, no writer should ever feel uncomfortable in any writer's room, ever, period, the end, no excuses. Most TV writers, comedy writers have been in writers' rooms, and they are aware that a lot of times there are inappropriate jokes made and inappropriate topics come up. But the fact that I participated in that, especially when I was leading the room, it embarrasses me. I shouldn't have done it.
Ariana Grande recently released her new album, Eternal Sunshine, and in the lead up, she stated, "It has been an emotional week in many ways, which many fans believe is in reference to the documentary Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV," as she was having to relive her times with Dan Schneider back on set, which were traumatic to say the least. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.